Okay, this is math with RHB, and we're looking at, today we're doing just multiplication of whole numbers, no calculator. It's multiplication, right? When you see that multiply sign, all it means is groups of. So we have 7 groups of 3 things, or 3 groups of 7 things. Alright, that's all the multiply sign means. Alright, so 7 times 3. Here's where you can do yourself the biggest favor. Calculators slow you down. If you have a good fund of knowledge in your head, you can buy fact cards, you can buy little drill sheets, whatever. But it's really silly to keep redoing the same questions over and over and over again when it comes down to the same basic numbers. Okay? You don't want to keep putting 3 times 7 into a calculator 1,000 times over your school career. All you need to do is memorize those 21. Now, doesn't mean you won't make errors, everybody does, but having a good fund of knowledge that way is really helpful. So, 3 times 7, 21. Okay, now I have a double digit times 204. Alright, so triple digit times a double. Once you get past that, you're starting to look at calculator work. Alright, I can still do it old school because I prefer to. I was taught that way when I went to school. Originally, there were no calculators. Okay, until NASA kind of created them. Alright, so 5 times 4 is 20. So put down the 0. You carry the 2. 5 times 0. This always confuses people. 5 groups of nothing is still nothing. Alright, so 5 times 0 is 0. Add the 2. 5 times 2 is 10. Alright, once I get into the second digit that I'm going to use for multiplying, you need a place carrier. Because you're not actually multiplying by 3 in this question, you're multiplying by 30. It's in the second, the tens column. So, alright, to hold that place value, either leave a space or put a 0. Alright, that way you don't accidentally write in the wrong spot when you add. Okay, 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, again, you're going to carry a 1. 3 times 0, it's still 0. So now you have a 1 you're putting in. 3 times 2 is 6. And this is why you learn math in the order you do. You have to be able to add to be able to do multiply. And you use division last because you need to be able to multiply and add and subtract to be able to do division. So adding them, you've got 0, 4, 1, 7. Now, sometimes they used to teach you to put a thing here, sometimes they tell you to leave a space, sometimes not, doesn't matter. Whatever is in style and the way you've been being taught in school, that's the way you do it. Alright, again, double digit times 4 instead of using a calculator. A 1 just means there's going to be that whole number written. 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 8 is 8, 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 7 is 7. Okay, you're not multiplying by 2, you're multiplying by 20, so you need that placeholder. 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 8 is 16, carry the 1. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15. So now you're going to add them, and you end up with 2, 12, carry the 1, that's 13. Carry the 1, that's 11, 6, 1. So you end up with, if they're back to putting commas in, sometimes they make you write it 1, 6, 1, a little bit of a space, 3, 2, 2. Whatever. Alright, if you're not good at multiplying whole numbers, again, you're going to have problems. You need to practice. Practicing simple multiplication. 3 times 7, 2 times 8, 6 times 9, all those things up to the 12 times table, and even in some cases up to the 15 times table. What I was teaching in the classroom, I would have races with my students. They'd use a calculator, I'd just use the knowledge in my head, and you can't beat that, all right? By the time you put it into your calculator, even if you're quick, okay, 3 times 7, I can already put 21 by the time you type that into your calculator to get the answer. Right, so getting that fund of knowledge, you can't beat that.